there. First things first, my name is Kenneth, and my company is ILEG, Infusion Light Energy Gain Technology Screens, and we like to do a little segment on here called Cardboard PC Kingdom, where we build PC cases out of cardboard. So it's like one of my hobbies I like to do. It does involve some high-tech gaming screen paint, but right now we're working on one thing at a time, because we got a lot on the plate. Alright, so went over and had to pick up some stuff. Definitely ran out of glue yesterday. Began the process of painting the case. Why is this not plugged in? Oh, because I walked out, that's why. Painting the case, and I had to get an extra fine paintbrush, if I can figure exactly what I did with the paintbrush that I had. Where did I put that at? Really? Oh, it's right over there. Over there. What? Fine brush for this job. Yep, this is my brush. So I'm building a wall PC. I've always wanted one, and I figured I'm making a nice little retro gaming setup. We don't need a lot of power to do this. I've got several PCs over here that I've built that don't require expensive parts. Very easy to assemble, put together, and modify our power supply so we can change it the way we want to. I really don't prefer buying. I have to buy power supplies anyway, but not the ones that are all hooked up, because pretty much can do that work myself. Alright, there we go. So that's adjusted in there nicely. Bring this up a little bit. Now, this is all going to be involving pretty soon new websites, oopsie, and new artist gaming screen paint products we're going to be working on involving these setups and stuff that we're doing. Now, my setup here is hooked up with a magnetic system. Doesn't affect the PC in any way whatsoever. So all I have to do is just disconnect it. We have a magnet here, one there, and the same thing fits here and there, and it locks it in nicely. I'm going to add some more glue to that. So when you paint your cardboard PC or your cases, what happens is sometimes the ends are pulled. This is where you have to go back over it, and you have to reinforce those ends so they don't stick up. Unless you're doing something, some kind of a apocalyptic setup where you really don't care. You do it that way. Give it a nice look. Go pick up some extra glue sticks. And you can get in the process of putting everything down. So pretty much basic, simple build, just like the ones we have over here. Basically, power supply, liquid cooling system. This is for our power supply ATX, power cord, and 6V or 12V, whatever you're pushing out. And then right here, this is going to be for the motherboard. Of course, we're going to put posts here and here so the motherboard stands out, because we have ours sitting right there standing out, our post there. And that'll allow me to lift my motherboard a little higher up. Single liquid cooling with 120 millimeter, 280 ports on the side, because the air has to go somewhere, intake and outtake. Because we are not putting it, we can't put anything in the back, because again, this is designed to sit against there. All right. I think I'm gonna do for this one. I think I'm gonna do a Sonic, Smash Brothers, Pac-Man, combine all of what we're going to be doing here for our setup. So I wanted to do a Pac-Man first, and I had to put it off, and couldn't find a big enough Pac-Man, and then we had some problems trying to find this, and the case wouldn't accommodate it, and it was just one thing after the next. So I said, you know what? I want to get my Pac-Man build one way or another. So now we're going to be building a Pac-Man, Smash Brothers, all that stuff. Microphones on the other side. You're on the side. You're using them for something. That's why. Smash Brothers platform. Smash Brothers platform. Huh. Okie doke. That gives me an understanding of what I'm doing. Very cool. It works. Good thing we did go with the smaller ones. So pretty much you can buy your own type of buttons that you want to use. I'm using this one right here. I'm going to color up real nice. Hook them up, design them any way you want. Even down to the liquid cooling systems. I gotta get some more clear ice cubes too. I gotta pick those up in my personal palms. You guys allows you to actually think outside the box, literally. Depends on how you want to hook it up. I like building with cardboard because number one, it's cheap, and I save a lot of money on cases. I spend a lot of money for cases and stuff like that. You know, I did all that stuff already many years back before I got into screen paint. I was doing PC first, so I did all that stuff. So all different types of cases, you name it. Even had the Danger Den. You ever had one of those cases before? I had several. Those were the see-through acrylic cases. I had a couple of those. They don't make them anymore now, but yeah, they were cool cases. They were huge too. I had the UFO cases and all of them. So I had the joy of playing around with those things. Alright, let me see what we're going to do here. I found I can get those little Smash Brother characters at a very good price too. So don't have to, let's get far to get those. That's good. I'm going to do mine with a simple platform. Nothing crazy, something simple. Get our glue to heat up first. We'll wait for our glue to heat up. We can go from there. Should not be painting with new pants on, but I don't think I'm going to jack anything up. Usually I do, but I don't think I'm going to jack anything up. Okay, wait for the glue gun to heat up. Where is glue? Seconds ago. Some people may say, hey, do this because it doesn't make a difference, you know. People have been putting PCs in some of the craziest places. The guy put a PC in a refrigerator, and he literally put a PC in a refrigerator. Ultimate cooling system, I tell you that much. But he did it. I was quite impressed by that one. People have been thinking about that one for years. Can put a PC in the fridge. He literally did it. I prefer the cardboard builds. I do like them. Now, most people look at a cardboard build and they think, oh, it's just a cardboard box. I just threw some parts in there, and that's it. Our cardboard builds are a little bit different. Let's see. I don't move that to be in the way. I try to make them a little different. So right now we're building the platform for the whole battle scene for Smash Brothers. I actually have a game like that on my PC. It's not Smash Brothers, but the game's similar to it. So there's our first little platform right there. Just give you a look around, because again, y'all might have seen it, but I have people pop on my channel who haven't seen my stuff yet. So this is one of the ones we use. We actually use the empty containers to support our liquid cooling system. This one, all this glows in the dark. There's our ports running from here to here. Keeps the hard drive nice and cool. The ports coming from here to power up my motherboard. Liquid cooling system, of course, with RGB cables. This is a gaming retro PC, because that's what it was built for. I had some people jump my channel like, oh, that's not a real... You don't know anything about PCs, so just don't. Because again, like I said before, PC gamers don't do that. PC gamers respect all builds at the end of the day. Even people who buy would respect it. You know what I mean? You're gaming on a PC. You have joined the club. What do we care at the end of the day? As long as you're on a rig. Anyway, so that's a console gamer that would do that. And a PC gamer who does console and gaming still wouldn't do that, because again, he plays on PC. So what the console gamer, one that doesn't really play on any PC at all whatsoever, what they understand is different types of PC builds. It isn't just one all elitist. It's different builds. You ever heard of a budget build? Yeah, there you go. Yeah, they do budget builds. But each one's designed to do something differently. Now, this one over here controls all our company's information. It also, too, on top of that, runs software for projector mapping and all kinds of cool... Even the Xbox software is sitting on this machine that operator connects with all kinds of cool mods on it. So that's what this one does. It's a work PC. I do it for gaming and stuff, but still, at the end of the day, it's a work machine. So, made it look a little Ice Boy. Changed out my fans. My stock fans were 1,500 RPMs. Now they're 4,000. Which I found out you can't run 4,000 RPMs to a motherboard because it will not accept it. You have to check the voltage and what it can take. So we got to run into an adapter down here, and a freezer area down here, that basically is running a Molex to, see, female Molex to male Molex, and that has an adapter for a 4-pin that allows us to override the motherboard and run anything we want. Because motherboards can be kind of picky on what you run, and that'll allow me to override it, what I want to run what I want to run at the end of the day. So you got a nice little ice box right here. Now, you hear this thing sounds? Yes. These fans, each of them run at 4,000 RPMs. This thing is cold. My CPU is cold. I like that. And we got nice little ice cubes set up. Right there, little ice cubes popping up here and there. So, I want to build something different. I can't buy a case like this. They don't make them like this. So, you have to build these. And that's what I love about it. See my power supply? My power supply looks different than any other power supply. I went in and colored my fans to the color I want. That is a pink high fluorescent glow in the dark that I made. I made that color. Gave it a kind of a rusty kind of look to it. A rusty paint to it. This one has like an icy blue to it. So yeah. Allows you to go and modify and design. I got more cases in. I got a bunch of them sitting behind me back there that I'm working on right now. The corrosion. Got a bunch of them back there. But I'm working on it later on. And over there we got a giant steam pump PC we're working on. So allows you to be able to think outside the box. I like saying that word, think outside the box. So we're literally thinking outside the box. Alright. So I'm going to paint this thing separately, because I want to connect it on yet. This is our platform. And I do want to add something different to this platform. I'm going to build this platform real quick. Turn that to the side right here. So this right here is going to be a basic build. This is going to carry, those carry i5s. This one's going to carry an i7. So if it does thinking that you can't have an i7, will run whatever we need to run. At the end of the day, you don't need, again, a lot of high-powered parts. It's not necessary. So our parts are very, very cheap, and we'll run whatever we need to run. Now, the beautiful thing about being able to build your own stuff is if I need one, I can just build one. But I don't need one. See, what you have to understand is when you build a PC, if you're future-proofing it, half of the equipment that you have in your machine, you're not going to use. You're never going to use 128 gigabytes of RAM, 256 gigabytes of RAM. You're not going to use that. The 5090 graphic card, you're not using that on the level that thing is designed to be used for. That card is designed to do a lot more than just gaming. It's designed to use all different forms of applications. 64 gigs of RAM, again, don't need it. Unless you're doing streaming, something that you're going to have lots of tabs open up for different forms of applications. That's going to need you to have that many windows open up. Yeah, you're going to need that because you can't even open up a window if you don't have enough memory. You can't open up a website, can't go in, it won't open it up, it'll dump it. It'll start dumping memory left and right because you don't have enough to support it. They're used for different types. So as you build PCs, PCs are designed for different types of applications and what they're used for. It isn't just all gaming. They're work machines. They're used for all different types of tasks. Now, a console system is designed for gaming. But now, since they make them differently, they're designed for gaming and streaming now. Because you watch movies off it, Netflix, Hulu. Yeah, you can browse the internet, stuff like that. But at one point, it was strictly designed for gaming only. PCs still are designed basically at the end of the day for whatever you want to build it for. If I want to build me a VR station, these things will do it. You don't need a lot of power to run VR. People say at the end of the day, you have to have all this power. No, you don't. You have power to run VR. Not even necessary. I don't think I've ever bumped into a PC gamer who basically went on and bragged about his specs and thought he's better than anybody. Never. I think I've never bumped into one. Because at the end of the day, everybody can get parts. That's why. Pretty much the conversation, most doesn't even come up unless basically someone asks what they got on their rig. Like, hey, that's pretty cool. What you got on your rig? And I say, well, I got so-and-so this and so-and-so that. Wow, really? That's what you have on there? Wow, why'd you go with that card again? Because you were curious, like, why would you buy a card like that? You wouldn't say you're stupid for buying it. Say, no, we just say, wow, why would you go with that? That's insane. And I was like, well, you know, I bought it because I was future-proofing and so-and-so. And so, oh, wow, that's freaking crazy, man. So can you do 4K on that thing? Like, yeah, I can do 4K on this and other. What's that thing look like in VR? That's the questions we ask each other. Stuff like that. And if somebody's doing a budget build, yeah, how much did it cost you to put that together? Like, seriously, how much money did you save? Because people love the budget builds, man. You could game on a budget build. You could build a PC for like under like freaking $400 and it still runs good applications on it. That is freaking amazing. That is freaking amazing. I love the budget builds. You know, they have bare bone kits, which come with case and power supply. And then they got ones you just have nothing. You're just getting the motherboard. The majority, most of the time, they still sell. Why don't they do that? Because I remember they had the bare bones did come with the power supply. Usually, most cases don't come with a power supply. You don't get a power supply because you might not. There's no point if you know if you're going to have to keep. If you get a power supply, you're going to have to keep it under the level of that power supply. And motherboards aren't expensive. They used to be at one point. Used to be very expensive, but Now you know you can get a motherboard for pretty cheap. I love the micro ITX boards. I love them so much because they're small, and I like to put stuff in my case, so it gives me plenty enough room to breathe in there and build stuff without having to basically cram stuff in there. Wish I had a micro ATX board when I put together the steam machine that had all the steam pump machine, because man, my board was huge. It was a regular ATX board. Is this coming up? Nope, just the sides came up here, and that's basically about it. Did we get the split sides here? Nope, good. That's the only part that came up. Okay, cool. Let me see. So I got to measure this where this is going to be at. So look, this is how easy it is for this thing to sit up here. Don't have to worry about it falling over. Just take it and because of the magnetic system, and voila, that's it. And the magnets can't even, won't even. There's not enough power to disrupt my my PC or mess with it or anything. So, I'm gonna put a little. Oops, under my foot. Yes, it would be under my foot. As a matter of fact, I mean, we had some people, and we're not going to mention them, but, you know, we just call them naysayers, that's what we call them, because they don't believe in everything. Everything about them is no. But they were talking about the build. So I had when I built that little arcade room in there, and I had that vertical screen in there for gaming, or horizontal, vertical, either way. But anyway, I had some Dells in there. And they were like, oh, those Dells are old. Who would buy Dells? I couldn't imagine living that way. I really couldn't. There's a huge section on YouTube of people showing you how to modify those computers to turn them into gaming PCs. And they benchmark and test them on what you can run. All different types of graphic cards, all kinds of stuff that you can run when you swap the CPUs out, all that stuff. So you can get them to run more sufficient. But usually, one of the ones that was shown was the 9010, and I think it was the 7010 and 9010, that those particular units had all the bells and whistles for a gaming machine. The only thing that was missing was the video card, and it had a PCI Express 16 sitting there. Yeah, you could run a lot of cool stuff with that. And the cards they recommended for those were the 1050s or 1060s. They run perfectly fine in there. You can do some pretty cool gaming with that. That's what I was running my games off of. So, you know, I wasn't expecting to run any serious hardcore games because it wasn't built for that. It was designed to be an arcade machine. That's what it was designed for. That's what I made. That's what I built for it. And you go back to the YouTube video, it says right there, building a little arcade machine. A RetroPie on steroids. Something like that. That's what it was. And later on, I decided to remove them out of the case. I want to put new cases on them. And then upon doing that, forgetting that Dell has this thing about not touching their motherboards, I went through that whole fiasco of trying to get the water cooler to run, and it wouldn't take it because Dell had a 5-pin connector. Oh shoot. We could have literally did it that way. We could have override the board, went straight to the power supply. Like we did over here. Wow. Well, that basically changes a lot of things for me right there. I just figured out how to override the Dell. How to override the system. Just figured out how to do it. Got him. I figured out how to override their system easily too. Really fast and easy to do it. So I just did it. I literally just did it because we didn't have to go to the motherboard. Because I'm thinking that the RGBs that they have usually go straight into the motherboard, like this one. These right here are powered off the motherboard. So I'm thinking, because I'm looking at all the motherboards, and there's 4 pins all over these motherboards. There's multiple pins for multiple. But the problem is what you have for me at the end of the day, I can't change out my fans, because sometimes your fans' voltage are too high. It doesn't comply to the board, and the board has problems. It'll be shutting itself on and off because it doesn't work well with the voltage. But there's a way to override it, because with the 4 pins, you don't have 4-pin connectors, only just 1 pin, which is basically for a floppy drive. I don't know why I'm still making those. But anyway, or hard drive or hard disk, whatever. But anyway, you can basically convert a Molex, and a female adapter will have 3 attachments that will allow you to be able to connect a 4-pin a power supply, a 4-pin fan system. So you can literally override the motherboard and take the 4 pins and connect it into the power supply, and the power supply will run it. We're doing it over there right now. So we don't use the motherboard at all, period. And the problem with the Dells is the Dells have 5 pins in it to discourage you from basically trying to figure out how to run an RGB system or light system or cooling liquid system through it. So basically, if you try to get I have a 5-pin to 3-pin. The problem with the 5-pin to 3-pin is that the minute you remove it, Dell security system goes off. You can go to BIOS and try to disable it, but it doesn't really work all that well. It still gives you problems along the way. It gives a beep beep every time it comes on telling you that there's something wrong with the board, and eventually security cuts in and it shuts it off. But we can keep the fan system on. We can relocate the fan someplace else. It's still attached to the board. So Dell is reading the fan, it's still attached to the board, and all we do is just basically just go in and override the liquid cooling system, running it through the power supply system, which will allow us to run a liquid cooling system directly on the system. Ha 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 ha! And you know why this is fantastic? Because Dell systems come with everything on it. If you're definitely building like a retro PC build or whatever, they are fantastic for that because they have all the cool stuff already. Some of them come with 32 gigs of RAM. That means I have to spend the money for RAM, because I had to spend money for RAM on this system because these only have 2 DIMM slots, but Dell's have 4 on them, even though it's a much bigger board too on top of that. But I don't care about that because I'll get all my parts in there from the door. But anyway, so basically it has 4, and they'll give you 4 gigs per each slot, which will add up to around 8 and 8 is 16 gigs. That's what it'll add up to. You have 16 gigs, 4 for each DIMM. Instead of some of them gave you 64, but kind of hard to find those. But anyway, so if you're going to run this through here, you're going to have to buy new RAM altogether because you can't put 4 and 4. You'll have 8. You need 8 and 8 to get 16. So these are 8 gigs apiece to give me 16 to run this system. So you can't use them. But the Dells come with 4. So I'll be able to use all that with no problem whatsoever. That saves money. Now the only thing on top of it you would have to change, they come with a really decent CPU. One of them came with, I saw one had 32 gigs of RAM. It had 2 terabytes on the hard drive, which is cool enough for me right there. It had a 4970 i7 in it. I was like, oh, that's pretty good. That's really, really good. So that's a nice build. The only problem you have is the power supplies. The power supplies are these long, slinky power supplies. Usually in the more smaller builds, the smaller boards are the smaller builds are the ones that have like a baby ATX in there. They have a smaller board in there. Where the bigger ones, with the bigger power supply, may have a full ATX board sitting in there. I've never seen a smaller one and the big one at all, period. So with that being said, you can swap out the power supply, put a regular power supply. It's still going to take the 24-pin ATX adapter right here, and it's still 4, 12 or 6, whatever you're going to have for the 6V right here. It's still going to take that with no problem whatsoever. That is literally why I was just thinking that's what was I was dealing with the most, because when I pulled that freaking when I pulled their case, when I got the case fan, the CPU fan, the alert system went off telling me that a part was missing. So that's what it did. So basically I can get an extender for that to transfer that fan someplace else. As long as it's in the board, it doesn't know it's missing. And I can attach a liquid cooling system because I won't be powering through the board. I'll be powering through the power supply with adapter. Bam! And now we're definitely going to have... This just makes it easier. It's so much easier. The only thing I got to replace is the power supply. That's it. Everything's on there. Of course, basically, I'm definitely going to pull out the... I got to pull out the CPU anyway. But they probably got some crappy thermal paste on it because I only use one kind of thermal paste. I like the good stuff. So I got to clean it out, all that nonsense, put it all back in. I got to drop the liquid cooling system anyway, because the thermal paste on it's going to be crap. And on top of that, it might not be, I don't know, but to me it's crap. And then I got to remove the heat sink and all that stuff, take all that stuff off, throw my stuff in there, and I'm good to go. You can take all that out. The board's not going to go off, because you can change the CPUs on these systems. It's when you pull out the fan. That's what alerts the system that the fan is not cool on top of the CPU. Even though you have a liquid cooling system in there, the system sees the fan that's missing. It's a high alert, which causes the security system to trigger off, and your system shuts down to keep it from basically at the end of the day burning itself out. Unless you're going to reprogram BIOS and tell it at the end of the day that it's actually working. If you try to disable it, you still have other problems that will trigger off, because that's a chain reaction that goes off. I did it already. I tried it. But that right there, that one little cable for $7 overrides it. And it got an industrial fan that comes with that too, so the RPMs are pretty good, so I can stick that somewhere. Matter of fact, I can transfer with a long cable, extension cable, as long as it's in there, with a long cable, I can transfer that, color it, change the color of it, make it glow in the dark, and I can use it as a hard drive cooler. So I can still utilize it. I'm sitting right here thinking about it, right? And I'm like, wait a minute, didn't we just do this here? Didn't we just override the motherboard? Like, Eureka, that popped in my head, like, we can do this. And keep in mind, all together, what I just spoke about, I saw one that had the 4970. This is a K, which means it's an unlocked CPU. It has 32 gigs of RAM, 2 terabytes on the hard drive, and it had the power supply and all that. Yeah, the graphic card, of course, it's not going to have a graphic card in it. It's going to use onboard video, which we know that. But the ports for the PCI Express, you can run some pretty good stuff off of it. So you don't need anything. I can run a 30. I can run a 3050 off that. I seen somebody run a 40. What was it they ran? They ran a 4070 off one of them. 4070. They were to run it off that system. So that's a pretty good port for PCI Express. So the power supply, man, and then when you talk about when people talk at the end of the day where you can't add an M2, you really don't need an M2 at the end of the day. I mean, if you want to go that route, go ahead. I game on the regular SATA drives. I have no problem whatsoever. I just make sure that my SATA cords are high grades. That's basic about it. So the transfer rate is really smooth. But other than that, I've never had any problem. I really haven't. This is an overhyped piece of hardware that I really don't need. I'm gonna have one over here on this system because I'm trying to make this system as compact as possible. Oh man! Oh, I forgot to tell you the price. $160. $160 for 32 gigs. It's an older model, and you can still run everything on it to game with. You need nothing new. The only thing we'd have to change out is graphic card, and I can get a 3050 low profile for roughly around $180, and power supply, which cost me $50. If I get it run, well, actually, I can get one for under $50. That's it. Got a whole working PC, and I can run liquid cooling system off it and everything now. I'll just override. I don't have to attach the mother and even touch it. You can pull RAM out of that because RAM's designed to be upgraded on a Dell. Your CPU is designed to be upgraded. You just can't remove the fans. Once you pull those fans, even the case fan on the side, if you pull that case fan, it triggers off that alarm system. Because the system thinks now it's overheating, it's cooking itself. I can take both of those fans, the fan here and the fan there, and basically connect them together to make a nice little fan at 280 millimeters and drop that on top of a nice hard drive and cool it down. Yep, paint it the color I want and use it. Let me see, we got one around here somewhere. We do have one. There's one over there on the floor. This is a Dell case fan. How do you know? Look at the pins. See, it's 5. The average case fan is 4. They deliberately make it this way so you can't mess with them. But, you see this right here? You can actually slice this and extend the line with them. And you get the right wire. You can't just put anything there. You're going to mess around with a low voltage issue. That's what you can do. You're going to add extenders to these. I think we had another one right here somewhere. I can't remember where I put it at. I put it somewhere. But anyway, you take both of these. This one's from the case. And you got a fan. Same thing, same center fan that's on top. And you connect both of them together. So we can actually glue them both together. Color and paint this any color we want. Make it glow in the dark. Drop both of them on top of the hard drive. Keep the hard drive nice and rusty. There you go. Because basically when you buy a hard drive cooler, usually the ones they have 2 fans. Maybe they're probably 30 millimeters or 40 millimeters. And they fit just on top of it, just like that. Oopsie. And we'll make our own. What I could do is I could put the clear pegs in them. I could take these out, put the clear pegs on, and make it like they're floating over top of my hard drive. See? There we go, people. Lorica. Lorica. Now, see, we got our Smash Brothers platform right here, which we're going to hook up real nice. I'm going to put it right there for our platform. Yup, it's going to be looking sick. So we're going to color this all up and everything. Just going to make our platform, put some flashing lights underneath of it and everything, make it like a little warning zone. Oh, yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put caution tape across here. I'm going to put little flashing lights here and here, like it's a flashing, like a warning area. And then on the side, we'll put our caution tape down here, and on this side right here. That'd be freaking cool. That would be freaking cool. Okay, that's what we're going to do. Definitely going to do. I'm going to do a fan, 2-fan system on here. So what we're going to do is we're going to have one fan there, take some clear piping, which we have right here and here, and drop another one on top of it. And we'll make it look like a hazard section, like a little hazard section, you know what I mean? We should, what I should do is, why do we do these things later on? Like, seriously, ideas pop in your head. We just thought about doing something. And now I think I screwed it up. No, we're good. We're going outside the box, people. We are going outside the box. We're going outside the box. I don't think you're ready for this. I don't think you're ready for this, people. We're going outside the box. We're about to do something crazy. We're going to make ourselves a platform here. Nothing wrong with me. Nothing wrong with me. That was my shot, man. When I used to play hockey, I used to let the bodies hit the floor as I play hockey. That was my favorite hype song. Just let the bodies hit the floor and you're beating the crap out of somebody with your helmet. Which we weren't supposed to do. People did do it though. Pull that shirt over top and take off the helmet. Smack! But you get disqualified for that. You can't play no more. That's why take the helmet off and rumble. Because yeah, people will smack you with the helmet in a hot second. Like, you know, playing paintballs and being shot in the back of the head with a marble. You've done that one already. Yeah, jerks. Alright, let me see. You ever had Liberty go and do that one? Oh, I have. Somebody shoot me with a marble one time. Yep. That's dangerous too, by the way. But people do it. That's why you buy good armor when you're going into play. People will do it. And buy cheap helmets or cheap goggles, you'll find out. Freaking marble? I love marble. Somebody apparently is ticked. Very upset. I am considered to be the most hated in, because I'm a camper. I'm definitely a camper. I knew what I got to. I'm a camper. Yes, sirree. Gilly, I'm a camper. I paintball, so I'll see you, but you won't see me. That nice little, what they call the canteen bag, sits on my back, and pull a tube over and drink from it, and I'll sit right there and I'll watch you. Especially at nighttime, because I like to perch up high. I can see everything from up there, and I carry my glow sticks. Because you know, If you see something laying on the ground, I advise you don't pick it up because you just gave up your location that quick. And people do it all the time. They drop one out there, break that stick, so everybody see him pop it out there. And yep, and sit there and watch. And if that thing moves, I know exactly where you're sitting at right now. Throw those goggles on, and you're out. Then I have to move because they already know where I'm at. It's like playing sniper, because if you give your location, they already know where you're at. Like he was up in the tree over there a couple of minutes ago. Nah, I'm not there now. Probably most likely on the opposite side watching you. Sneaking on. Ken's a camper. Yep, camper. I'm a camper. I'm a camper. Now they got them drones now that you can basically watch the lens of your. Oh my goodness, man! I can send scouts out, man. Drop a scout out and have it out there for a bit, watching everything. Yep. Get out there, find your location, and sit out there and camp and wait for you to come by. And doop, doop. Freaking camper. Oh man, what was that game called? I don't even know how the freaking got in there to begin with. What's that movie? It was a game. It was a really good game. It was on Xbox. It was on Xbox. But this guy was camped up somewhere really weird, man. And he was a good sniper too, boy. You walk out there and you just watch bodies just drop. I was like, whoa, can't go past there. That's not going to happen. He was really, really good. But I don't know how we got up in there. But yeah, you just watch somebody walk by, and you hear the body drop. Like, guess we're staying here. Well, however, he was nudged up in there. Rocket launchers, everything we tried, we wouldn't kill him. He wasn't modding, none of that stuff. He wasn't cheating. He just literally found a really good area to be at where you just couldn't get hit. You know, you get lucky sometimes in games that you play. If you're fighting an enemy, a boss, and you just know where to run, and if for some reason you just find this little area in the board that he can't get to, and where you can get to him. So you do the cheat move, you just stab him over and over again until he just drops down. Like I did freaking in, well, actually, I figured it out myself. The wedding zombie, the real big one, and freaking Dead Island 2. It was like really hard to get around that thing, so I just basically threw weapons at it until the energy went down, and as it kept striking the ground, it was taking out the other zombie, so I was picking up myself again and re-throwing it back at it, and it killed it. And that one behind the store, but the two brothers, the bodybuilders, zombies, oh gracious, man, the other guy killed him, and I'm thinking, okay, he killed him, this one should be easy, which I should have known was in any video game. If one of them goes down, chances are the other one's going to be a nightmare, and he was a nightmare. That sucker charged up with flames. He was a pain in the butt to take down. Killed me a few times, but I got him. Barely got him. Yeah, that's better. Alright, let's get to this Kraken Jackson. Kraken Jackson. Okay, let's see. Got some parts in here. Now we gotta find. I'm looking for this piece I have. It's a circle piece I need. You know, it really doesn't make a difference because I need to be a little reckless. So let me see. I need to be a little reckless on this. Okay, you know what? Forget it. We don't need it. I need to whatchamacallit. Actually, I do need it. I need a trace. I need a trace. We don't got one of those around. You gotta be freaking kidding me. These things are laying around all over the place. We got them all over the place down here. Why is it the stuff that you don't want, you can find it everywhere and anywhere, but then the stuff that you do is right there. The stuff that you do want. Oh man, what the freak? I had to do a yoga move just to get that one. Alright. Need the ink pen. Definitely need the ink pen. It's never normal. It never works out that way. Now go and pick up the stuff like, and I'm going to be normal this time. This is a normal bill, nothing crazy. Keep it normal, Ken. Keep it normal. And the next year we're building something psychotic. But you know, psychotic is fun. Crazy chaos is fun. Nothing wrong. I'm making an art studio so I can work on splatter art. That's what I'm going to do. Probably thinking, like, what the heck is he doing? You'll see. You'll see. That a little better. So, we're going to design a hazard. With the caulking and everything, we can camouflage all this nicely. Gotta hold my fan right there quite nicely right there. Put some nice glow lights and all that in there with no problem. But before we get to all that, I'm gonna take this one away. I'm gonna need the other one. Where did that go? You just had it, literally just had it in your hand. How do you loop stuff that quick? Like literally, how do you freaking loop stuff that quick? Hold on a minute. This has to come up. Because there's nobody around me to cut through both of these. It's going to be virtually impossible. Ideas that pop up after you put something together. We don't care about the rough look to it. We don't. We need that. We need to have it look like we did the corrosion system. We need to look a little rough. We paint this in. So what we're going to do is we have a fan on this side. We're going to put a fan here, actually a portal here, and a fan on the bottom of this. We're going to put a glow-in-the-dark orange fan here. We're going to flame it so it looks like it's flames coming off of it. So we have to use all clear silicone for that and all glow-in-the-dark UV paint for that, so that all sees through. So we have to do it from there. So it's going to like this is on fire, and we got fan little tassels. We can see it pushing up in the air, and then you have them see them doing the little battle and all that stuff. But we need for the air to push through, so we have to put another fan down here. So that's what we're putting together. If Mr. Bird can keep track of his stuff, which we have a bad habit of doing, which you watch on camera like, I just saw you put that down right over there. Like, oh yeah, no, I just, myself too. Oh, there it is right there. I put it right back in the drawer. That's what I do. So I need to get access to all of this, but I couldn't do it because everything else was in the way. So this is perfect. And we had to cut it like a pizza pie. Like a pizza pie. So we're going to have a little bit of everything. Smash Brothers up here on this section right here. Then we're going to have the pellets running along the side of it, underneath of it, and a giant Pac-Man head. And the pellets, how we're going to make it look like they're more like it's connected. We're going to actually use a clear pipe cleaners to connect each pellet together. And we can bend them anywhere we want them to go. And we're going to use that for glow-in-the-dark paint. I was looking at these ping pong balls because they got these drinking games over at Family Dollar, and I'm like, I can use those as pellets for the Pac-Man. And the Pac-Man's head is pretty big. It's a good size one. It's a lamp. It may take a while to get here because it's come from Japan. It's going to take a while to get here, but order it now and then we'll have it because I do need it. It's a Pac-Man light. And it runs off a USB, which I can power right through the PC. You know, this was supposed to be a shelf we're going to put here, and then put some objects on top of it. But then, one thing led to another, and some said, let's design this instead. And now we are designing this instead. But, you know, gotta add a theme, right? Can't just do a wall piece, so you gotta do something different, right? We'll add some Sonic into this, a little bit of everything into this. And this thing will have a screen on it. So there is a screen that fits on here. It's one of the flexes. It's going to be front projection. We definitely have a portable projector set up to it. Sorry. I'm going to fight over here with this. It's fighting me. A trusty knife. I use it for everything. Everything. This is Betsy. I actually open cans with this. I prefer to open up cans with this than I do with a regular can opener. I just like opening cans with this thing. I do. Definitely watch those fingers though. So. I do like my knife. Check my wallet. My wallet is old. My wallet is very, very old. I'm not going to show you what's in my wallet, but I'm going to show you the condition of my wallet. If we can find it. Here we go. This is my wallet. So old and beat up that is. I've had this since I was roughly 14. I'm 56 right now. I've had this wallet this old. This wallet has seen many jobs. Many, many hard-working jobs. Yep. So, this is my wallet. Will I get another one? Nah. Let me bury with this. Will I get it fixed and repaired? No. At all, period. Nope. Holds enough for my ID, and that's basically about it. Wallet, chain on it, and everything. But I had it ever since I was 14. And I got a job working at Crimps. Crimps, where they make flower arrangements. That's how I learned about flower arrangements. Because I seen this guy doing, he was really good at it. This white guy was really good at the flowers and stuff. And I was asking him, can you teach me? And he taught me how to do some flower arrangements. Like, I didn't learn everything, but, you know, I was only there for a short while. But, yeah, I learned as much as I possibly can. So I can do flower arrangements. And my friends was like, "Oh, your job is so gay because you work with flowers." I'm like, man, you're freaking gay. At the end of the day, I like working with flowers. I love flowers. Any man who thinks flowers are gay, you're not even a man. Flowers are beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. That's that aromatherapy. Beautiful. I love flowers. I go to flower show. Matter of fact, we got one coming up. Every time I'm up there at the flower show, always getting information. Gloria downstairs grows amazing plants. Like how? I want to grow a lot of stuff. I want to grow my own stuff. Because, man, that's another skill I can add under the belt, man. I mean, my father taught me carpentry and building and all that stuff. I learned about hydroelectric energy and how to power units, water filtrations, and harvesting systems from doing studies myself. And in the back, I was doing research off camera. I was studying stuff, like literally how to use cat litter as a form of fertilizer. You know, if you mix cat litter with coffee, yeah, that stuff does, it grows just about anything you could possibly think of. I was doing experiments out there. People use coffee to grow stuff, like tomatoes and all that stuff, and prize-winning tomatoes and stuff to use coffee. You'd be surprised. But yeah, so I was learning all this stuff, man. Teaching myself all this stuff because I like to know all this stuff. And one of the things I want to know how to do is I want to know how to grow flowers. I like my favorite kind of flower, wildflowers. I love wildflowers. There's all kinds of things, bees and different types of bees, and bees aren't dangerous. They leave them alone, leave you alone. Butterflies, and man, it's beautiful. At nighttime, they draw in fireflies. It's beautiful to watch. Anything grows. Anything grows over. That's what I love about wildflowers. Anything grows. And it's the one thing, surprisingly, I'm not allergic to it. It jacks me up. I can literally be out there. It won't mess with me. So I don't know what it is, but I freaking love it. All right, so we got our portal cut there and there. Make sure this is nice and sturdy. I like on Dirty Harry. Was it Dirty Harry? I forget what it was, but when that guy was in the elevator talking all that trash, he grabbed him by his tie. It reminds me of time we said, "Listen here, pussycat." Listen here, pussycat. Okay, we got that part done. Let's put the tunnel through. And we're going to use this fan. No, we got to get a colorful one. These only come up in white. And do white only. Hope everybody's having a wonderful Friday. And if you're not, remember, God loves you, and He does. Curious. In what direction did we put the fan? I gotta find I put this thing upside down. Let me see, air blow sword section. Top. There's nothing there, it doesn't go from there. I think it pulls from the back of these fans. It does, it pulls from the back. So that's fantastic, cool. We're gonna roll here. Put the fan up, this is the way the fan's supposed to be. So the air's gonna blow this way. We're just gonna push right through.